Captain Jack Mahler, rum runner, arms runner, captain for the U.S. Navy, captain of big ships from battleships and destroyers to steamers on the Mississippi, private fishing rigs in the Keys and all the seven seas. One hell of a drinker, lover of beautiful women, Imagineer, heavyweight boxer, gutter drunk, and national speaker for AA. He was also a great painter. Every room he lived in had an easel and canvas and paints. The complexities of the universe were depicted in vivid colors on Jack's canvas. One of the many stories he shared with me was about a time when he was chosen to speak at a national AA meeting in New York City. As he stood to speak, he carried an iced tea glass full to the top with gin. He was tired of sobriety and decided this was the time and place to fall off the wagon. He's the only man I know ever to be blackballed from AA. Crazy old Jack. He constantly watched the stars and made predictions. One night at the end of his nightly case of long neck buds. One time he decided to cut down on his drinking and started drinking a case of wine per night. Less bottles, you know. Well, anyway, this particular night, he and I had locked ourselves in the bar after closing, and at about 3 o'clock, he thought the chairs that had been placed upside down on the tables had become all of his old war buddies. He turned blurry eyes toward the room and began hollering, "Charlie! Tom! Billy! Susie! Sally!" And then he watched, and as I watched, as they all danced, and they laughed together, Jack and his old buddies, before they sailed to the Brandenburg gates. I watched as the old man walked among his lost friends from the war days and marveled at Jack's imaginative mind. There was no one there, of course, but Jack and me. At the end of his last beer, he turned to me and smiled and said, "John boy, I'm going up to my room now and hug my pillows. My pillows will never hurt me." What a dreamer. What a character from my life on the road. My life was blessed 1,000,000 times by Jack Mahler. He still talks to me. He left this planet about, 20 years ago. But he comes and talks to me every now and then. I learned how to speak to the chairs and see my old friends at the end of the night. My old mates. Sinclair, Tommy, Steve, Pablo, Billy, Dale, Murphy, Nancy, Smiles, Sandy. Dance with me and sing and laugh. Come on, give a cheer for the good times we shared. That's what I holler now. Thanks, Jack, for the lessons you taught me. Someday I'll be with you, and we'll laugh and carry on again. But for now, I must go to my bedroll and hug my pillows. My pillows will never hurt me. One night in June, while singing at the Starting Gate bar, the door opened and in came Deborah Ann. Here it was again, that connection that takes place that you either act upon or run away from. Who was this person? Why had she walked in that night? Why did she know all the words to the songs? My songs, songs she's never heard. Why did I feel like I'd known her forever and yet didn't know her at all? If you looked up the words truth and honesty in the dictionary, a picture of Debbie would appear. She was 21 years old and I was 31. She sat there and listened to my songs and stories about Mary and Carla and Kate and never got up and never frowned. She just sang along and memorized every song as I sang them. She didn't miss a word. She was not like any woman I'd ever met, but neither are any of the others. Debbie is 1,000 years old and a true believer in the magic of the universe. She has lived many lifetimes before this one. She has the wisdom of pioneer women who have suffered the trail and followed their husbands' dreams until their feet and legs won't carry them any further. But yet they go on, and they hold the strength of mankind in their souls. Why is she there? She just is. And I will not be dumb enough to cease my wanderings through her eyes. She sat there watching me sing, like a magnet on a refrigerator with a child's first painting stuck for the next 50 years while the colors fade. Love her? You bet. Hate her? Of course. Because she is right. Her truth and honesty is always right. So right that I am always wrong. I hate being wrong. How can a dream be wrong? Our dream should have lasted for eternity, but God or Satan or whoever had more for her and I to endure before coming to the end. Many turns, many roadblocks, heartaches would happen before this relationship would even come close to ending. Even as I sit here and write these thoughts and haven't spoken to her in months, it is going on in her mind and my own. I know because I feel her thinking of me. She will never leave me alone. Even if she dies, she will simply appear in another form and bug the hell out of me again. She will continue to bug the hell out of me because she knows I am wrong, and her incurable knack for telling me that will never stop until my wrong is right, and my wrong will never be right because I am living my dream. My father told me it was all right to be a dreamer, but not to try and live your dream. I proved him wrong because for 32 years I've traveled my dream and lived it without ever doing anything else for a living. He could have lived his dream and raised his children at the lake and fished and repaired boat motors and baited mother's hook. All of those years he worked and died as an executive for a major oil company. He just didn't believe in his own dream. The ladder to success led him to an early death and stole my father from me that I desperately needed as an adult. Debbie, on the other hand, is living her dream as a veterinarian and speaks to the animals she dearly loves. She would not be an MD because you can't control people's health habits. You can make a horse or a cow or a dog or a cat eat what is right for them. And that is what makes their life a better life. Nutritious and healthier habits. Mankind eats like slobs. The things we love to eat kill us, but we are the species of higher intelligence, so medical science can't control our worthless habits. She will tell you that, and she is right. I, on the other hand, will eat my bacon, eggs, and hash browns until I die a painful, miserable death, and no doubt the last 20 years of my life will not be that of high quality because I dream of high cholesterol and saturated fat, chemically induced, high in carbohydrates, plain bad food. Therefore, she is right, and I am wrong. Just call me Captain Carb. Well, be it right or wrong, we fell in love. She went with me to Ocean City next to meet Captain Jack. That was a meeting of two kindred spirits. She fell in love with the magic of Captain Jack, and Jack fell in love with her. Jack told me at one point in time that I should give up all the other women and only pay attention to Debbie. She was right. He was right. And I was wrong. A lot of miles and years and stories take place in the section of my dream to come. Sit back, light a smoke, pour a cup of your favorite beverage, and settle in for some fun.